Yes.
I'm not afraid of an army of lions led by sheep. I'm afraid of an army of sheep led by lion. These are not my words, but the words of a great man, the greatest king and the conquerors from the history, the epitome of ambition and attitude, and who for the past 2000 years have been an indelible influence on the corporate strategists and military generals alike. We know this great person by the name of Alexander the Great, son of Philip, the monarch of Macedonia. The throne fell to Alexander at a tender age of 20, and he continued to expand his footprint around the world, winning terra incognita until he died at a mere age of 34. But the unbelievable, almost mythical feats he achieved in this short span of life puts him right at the top of inspirational figures throughout the history. Fellow Toastmasters from Wipro and dear guests, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Today, I will make an attempt to highlight some of the remarkable characteristics of this true legend, and I will draw a comparison to the qualities vital for the success of an individual, an organization, or a nation. I have given it a very apt name. Let's call it AIMS. AIMS. A stands for ambition. Planning without action is a daydream, isn't it? But the actions without planning is a nightmare. Just think about it. A 20-year-old boy king thinks of winning the Greek peninsula first and then the entire Eurasia continent. Not just his enemies, even his most trusted counselors would have called him overambitious if not foolhardy. But that's the secret, my friend. If you want to achieve big milestones in your life, you've got to dream big. You've got to aim high. Coming on to second quality that we can learn from him is innovation. Let me tell you a small story. Outside the town of Gordian in present-day Turkey, there was a temple. This temple had a sacred knot, rumored to be constructed by the gods themselves. So intricate that there used to be a prophecy. Whomsoever makes this knot undone shall be the ruler of the world. And needless to say, Alexander fell to this propaganda. He visited this temple while on his conquest into Asia. He seized this knot, observed it for a while, circled around it, and then, to the horror of the priest, he took out his sword and cuts it into two. Why? Because the deal was to make the knot undone, not untying it. Isn't it? Tricky wordplay, but that goes on to show that the out-of-the-box, innovative thinking Alexander the Great used to tackle his day-to-day problems. The next quality that we can adopt from him is mentorship, the power of mentorship. Alexander was truly blessed to have a mentor like the great Greek philosopher Aristotle, who was as knowledgeable and as convivial as you can find, who, apart from teaching him the art of battle sciences, politics, medicines, and whatnot, also taught him the value of significance of leaving a legacy behind, not just to pursue materialistic pleasures and wealth for the whole life. This was the influence which was the catalyst which made Alexander win over Greek, Persia, present-day Iran, Iraq, Turkey, Afghanistan, all the way beyond Hindu Kush. This was also the reason why he made it his last wish, as you might have heard the story, to go on his deathbed with both palms open outwards, to showcase that even the greatest of the kings and the conquerors, God of this world, empty-handed. Last but not the least, the biggest quality for which he was revered is strategy. The defining moment of Alexander's life, the Battle of Gaugamela, against the great Persian king Darius III, is a classic example of battle strategy that even today the world follows. When faced against 5 times the number of his own army, he showed an unconventional tilted formation. Instead of a typical head-to-head alignment of the troops to take the enemy by surprise. And then, as a master stroke, as soon as the battle started, he drew the enemy's left flank away from the battle, deceiving Darius, thinking into as if the boy king has got afraid and moving out of the battle. On the other hand, Alexander's right flank made U formations to swallow and neutralize the enemy's lethal death chariots and continued to fight in 25 by 25 Felix formation. Among all this pandemonium, Alexander, true to his name, took a U-turn, crashed into the whole left vacant by enemy's left flank, took on the king Darius directly. Something which you see on a chessboard when you are outnumbered. You take on the king directly, right? So did Alexander, and with this, the enemy king, in a stroke of panic, fled for his life. And with this, all his 5 times bigger army succumbed. What goes on to show here, this example clearly identifies that no matter how bigger your numbers are on a battlefield, how greater resources you have in a political election, or how deeper your pockets are in a sports franchising, it doesn't guarantee a success. For success, you need to have a strategy in place. Execution power excellent. There's stroke of a bit of pinch of luck, maybe, to be modest. No? Keep these big aims, AIMS, these aims in your life. Keep them as big as possible. Pursue those big aims. And with this, these aims will help you unleash the true potential you have, and you will achieve what you truly deserve. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster.